I'd now like to invite on stage Muhammad Safiullah Saha. Let us put our hands together for the Director of Kerala State Information Technology Mission, Department of Information Technology. A warm welcome to you.
Distinguished dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. On behalf of Government of Kerala, it's my proud privilege to share the digital journey of Kerala on how it has evolved into a digitally connected state for the last couple of decades. So for the next 10 minutes, I'll be just taking the learned audience here through the journey. Kerala's digital progress started close to 15-20 years back, and around 1990 itself, by and large, the literacy equality had been established. And based on the Human Development Index, Kerala had always performed well. So it was on the breakthrough point on the next particular evolution. And it was at that point that early 2001, early 2002, that when internet was just growing and mobile penetration was coming forward, the need for training and empowering the citizens actually was felt by the government. And Akshaya as a project for digital literacy was launched in the year 2002 November, and in the district of Malappuram, Kerala, close to 600 centers were established where their target was to digitally train and empower the people on basics of computers and internet in their panchayats. And these are the four pillars I would like to spend the next few minutes talking about. The first two pillars in blue and yellow are in pure economics, the demand side of it, and what is there in green and red are in the supply side of it. As we all know that for a healthy economy, both demand and supply should be in good healthy condition. And similarly in a healthy e-governance state, it is important that both the demand for services from the citizens and supply of services, both quality and quantity, are good in a healthy space. So the first project I am going to talk about is that blue color, what is called Akshaya. It started in 2002, and by 2018, at least one members in 33 lakh families were trained in digital literate and to become digitally literate. What happened was, then they were in a position to actually use internet for basic services like mail and video chat. This I am talking about the period between 2002 to 8. The second thing on the demand side to empower citizens was the project IT at School. IT at School was a project which started in the year 2001-2, which provided internet and basic computer and programming skills to all kids who graduated and passed their SSLC, that is the 10th standard. And therefore, every year 4+ lakh kids were educated having these basic e-literacy qualification. Similarly, on the same lines, in the early 2001, the third pillar on the supply side, the state had granted a lot of right of way for developing the optic fiber connectivity network. It was felt at that time that to give a sustained e-governance service, the backbone which is required is OFC. So then the OFC network started flowing on. And not only with the PSU, BSNL, but a lot of private companies have very healthy representation in Kerala. Then the fourth pillar on the supply side, that is the state data centers, the state WANs, and the national optic fiber network and the applications, the cloud enabled data center. So that is the infrastructure, core IT infrastructure of the state. So what has been done is effective healthy demand generation from the public through Akshaya and IT at School, and effective supply provisioning through optic fiber connectivity backbone and the data centers and the WANs, etc. So what was the result? These statistics I just picked up from the May report. The first thing is the internet subscription. If you see, 34.7 people in per 100 population have access to internet in Kerala, which is highest in the entire country. There, the point I'd like to stress is based on the broadband availability in rural areas, since the equality is always a priority of the government. The broadband availability in rural India, which is 1.97 million, is in terms of pure numbers itself is maximum in the entire country, even though Kerala is a small state. The tele density is 95%, which is almost makes it one of the top 5 states in India. The wireless subscriber base 31%, and 50+% is rural. So the key contributors, one project e-district, I just gave an example. We have so many projects which were launched as a part of National E-Governance Plan of Government of India after 2006, Plan 1 and 2. E-district, for example, was launched in all districts in the state. Kerala has always had a very healthy birth and death registration, and the LSGD institutions are very strong. The third tier administration is very strong. So there is a separate IT wing called Information Kerala Mission, which has launched 16 applications for various purposes, including tax payment, water and utility payments, and for basically addressing the local self-government tasks. The virtual IT cadre for creating the soft power, so that every department, it was mandated to create an in-house IT cell. And in early 2000 itself, there was a government order which says that 3% of entire budget of a department should be earmarked for IT. This I am talking about 15 years back. Aadhaar generation is just an example. 3.7 million people have benefited from digital textbooks through the IT at School project. Right now we have 2,450 common service centers, Akshaya. The broad term common service center had a lot of aspects of Akshaya being incorporated in it. Today Akshaya is not only limited to e-literacy, it is a one-stop showroom for all the e-governance schemes, and also is into many other services like insurance, IT training and certification. The commitment of the state and the understanding that optic fiber is going to be the driving factor is implicit that Kerala was the first state to complete national optic fiber network connectivity. So when the rest of the India was talking about how do we make internet reach all the panchayat, by June 2015 Kerala had already connected 100% of panchayats, gram panchayats, 100% of block panchayats through optic fiber network. The only panchayat which was not connected with optic fiber network was connected through VSAT, because it was a tribal panchayat in a remote, in a reserve forest. And just an example that we are fully into DBT. Kerala was also the first state to include a lot of direct benefit transfers as early as 2006-07. It is also a leading performer in Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana and Jeevan Jyoti and Suraksha Bima Yojana, the insurance schemes, because of a lot of empowerment which has been created over a period of time. Digital locker was first demonstrated through the e-district project of Government of Kerala. And then we also have a cloud-enabled data center, so that the departments need not really worry about creating the core infrastructure, which is basically an IT domain. I'll just explain these 3 projects with few statistics for the next few minutes. Akshaya has now evolved into a one-stop center for all the e-governance services, like Aadhaar, say, every e-governance services which is provided by both the central government and state government is available at Akshaya. Now the beauty there is through the provisioning of Akshaya, the information asymmetry has been reduced, and therefore we have been able to create a much more better digitally equal society. Kiosk banking is one thrust area for Akshaya in future. IT at School is a major project wherein from 2002 a separate IT cadre for training the kids in schools was started. And right now, for the last 1 year, the digital collaborative textbooks has been started, which was started for the first time. And all the services of schools are going online. And SSLC was made online almost 13 years back. And 100% Aadhaar seeding is there in school students. IT infrastructure, just statistics. The state WAN connects close to more than 3,300 offices. The National Optic Fiber Network is there in all the Gram Panchayats, Block Panchayats. NKN has 87 institutions connected in Kerala. and BSNL is right now at 20,000 kilometer OFC penetration, and we have very healthy participation from other private players. So what next to move into the digital society? Many of these thrust areas are adopted from the Digital India vision from Government of India. The BharatNet, what Government of India is coming up, is a priority because right now we have connected the OFCs to the block and Gram Panchayats, but it is important that we take them to each and every government office, each and every education, health and other institution which requires an OFC connectivity. Mobile governance is going to be a major thrust area. It is evident that we have the highest high telecom density with 4G coming very soon, and already Airtel has launched it. We know that smartphone sales are more than the combined sales of computer, laptops and desktops put together. So any service has to be through the mobile service. Free Wi-Fi hotspots we have started provisioning in many centers in Kerala. Malappuram incidentally is also the first municipality in India where the entire district has been connected through free Wi-Fi. E-Office, Kerala Secretariat is completely now in E-Office. We are rolling it in 7 out of the 14 districts, and 15 directorates are also on board right now from this financial year. Digital literacy second phase is being planned, but this time the digital literacy will have more thrust on use of tablets, the mobile governance, and use of online services, payment utilities, so that people need not go to the center for paying water bill, electricity bill, or for doing any e-transaction like e-commerce transaction. Electronics at school has been started, where we want the kids to do the basic electronics coding at school, because we feel that probably in 5 to 10 years that is going to be the next big break. So we have already started electronic at school, similar to way what IT at school was started 2002. We feel that as a state that the kids should not join engineering and then feel that why they have joined engineering where their interests were somewhere else. The basic tastes of programming, the coding, the hardware, so that is what we are starting to do. The Raspberry Pi kits have been is going on in a big way in Kerala, where Startup Mission is working in big full-fledged swing. E-banking kiosk I already have shared. Cyber security division is there. Cert K modeled on the Cert In model. We are working based on the e-governance structure. We are planning to increase its reach so that the entire cyber security is taken care of. So once again, I thank everyone here for the patient listening, and I would like to thank the organizers for having given the state of Kerala an opportunity to share its journey so far. Thank you once again. Happy Onam to all.